Hey, what's up everyone? Nick here. Welcome back to the Fellowship trick-taking game. Today we are going to be moving on with Chapter 7. So in the last video, Chapter 6 was pretty difficult. Luckily, Chapter 7 kind of resets things. Still some new mechanics, new characters, which are really cool, but a bit of a simpler chapter, which is nice after the last one. So hope you're excited, and let's get into it. Chapter 7. Above the arch there was a lamp, and beneath it swung a large signboard. A fat white pony reared up on its hind legs. Over the door was painted in white letters, "The Prancing Pony" by Barlaman Butterbur. Many of the lower windows showed lights behind thick curtains. Chapter 7. At the Sign of the Prancing Pony. Characters: Mr. Underhill, Barlaman Butterbur, Sam, Mary, and Pippin. Threat: Black Riders 1 through 4. Victory: short, finish all chosen characters. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start our setup for Chapter 7. However, you're going to notice one key difference. Frodo's no longer right here, but the One Ring still is. So before we go into the setup, let's introduce our new characters. So first, we're going to have Mr. Underhill, hidden. WinCon: win one or more tricks, and each one trick must contain one or more ring cards. Setup: lead the first trick. And then we have Barlaman Butterbur, forgetful. WinCon: win at least one of the last 3 tricks. Setup: exchange with any character. Now, there's a couple oddities here. Every other chapter we've done so far, Frodo always starts with the One Ring per the rules on his card, and we deal out his hand of 3 additional cards and then a couple extra hands of 4 cards, and then we do character assignment. When you look in the rulebook under Chapter 7, you still will start, because it does say that the One Ring needs to be dealt essentially, but it doesn't have to be dealt to Frodo. That's the key difference here. So the One Ring is going to be out. We're going to deal the rest of our cards. And when it comes to character assignment, we're actually going to treat Mr. Underhill as a non-Frodo character. So even though lore-wise we know that that's Frodo, when we look at Pippin, Sam, and Mary's setups where it says that they can exchange with Frodo, Frodo is not on the board. So they cannot exchange with Frodo in this chapter. But Barlaman, it says exchange with any character. So we are able to do that. Another interesting point about Mr. Underhill is that if he is not dealt the One of Ring, he can exchange for it. So just to read, since this is a bit odd, I'll just read the rulebook specifically here. Chapter 7. Barlaman can win other tricks, but must win one of the last 3 to accomplish his goal. Mr. Underhill is not considered Frodo for the purposes of other cards, e.g. Sam cannot exchange with him. Any player can choose Mr. Underhill, not just the player dealt the One of Rings. If Mr. Underhill does have the One of Rings, he can exchange it. So in other words, when we do our setup here, we can assign Mr. Underhill to a different hand, even one that doesn't have the One of Ring. The One of Ring can be exchanged like any other card, and even if Mr. Underhill does have the One of Ring, if it were for some reason advantageous for him to not have it, he could exchange it. So, alright, so with that, we are ready to deal out our cards, and then we can do character assignments. So we're still going to start with the One of Rings right here. It's just that it doesn't have to be Frodo, or in this case Mr. Underhill, who takes this hand. We can deal all 4 hands, make sure one of them has the One Ring, and then we can do character assignment as we normally would. Oh, so first card is going to be the Lost card. And actually, I had already sat down to record this chapter, and I'd made it to almost the very end and realized I had forgotten to deal a Lost card. So I ended up scrapping that and re-recording. So you guys have probably noticed that as the videos have gone on, I've tried a little more hard to be more vocal when I record these, so that I can make sure just kind of vocalizing as you go kind of makes it so you are less likely to have a misplay or skip over anything. So As we look at this starting hand, we have to be careful with Mr. Underhill because he is going to lead the first trick. And in this case, there's only one ring on the board. So he can lead the first trick. He doesn't have to win the first trick, but if we give him a hand where, say, he would win, we just have to be careful and make sure somebody would be able to give him a ring. And then Barliman here has to win one of the last 3 tricks. So what I like to do for him is try to give him a hand with a lot of good starting cards, just so that we can try to hold on to some higher cards. So we're gonna put him right here since there's 2 7s in this hand. And then the other characters that I wanna go with here, because I wanna try to limit how many wins Mr. Underhill gets so that we don't have to worry about him as much. So I think I am going to be going with Sam and Mary. I don't want to go with Pippin because I don't want to have another character where I need to worry about them not getting a lot of wins. So as I look at this, Sam is going to have to win a specific hill card. So I'm going to put Sam here since that hand has the 7 of hills, which is currently the highest. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Mary here. He only needs to win 1 or 2 tricks. And I'm going to put Mr. Underhill at the top here where the 1 of rings is. So not that he needed to be there, because remember, we're not going to use Pippin here. He didn't need to take this hand. It's just that based on this starting lineup, I think this is probably the safest way to go. Because as I'm looking here, he won't be able to lead with the 1 of rings, but yeah, I think we'll be all right. And we can actually still do some setup. So we have our lost card here. We have our character assignment. Let's go ahead and do setup. So Mr. Underhill just has to lead the first trick. That's it. Mary can exchange with Frodo, Sam, or Pippin. But remember, Mr. Underhill does not count as Frodo. So really, Mary can only trade with Sam. Barliman, exchange with any character. And then Sam, draw a threat card, exchange with Frodo, Mary, Pippin, so in this case, just Mary. So the first non-exchange setup is going to be for Sam. So we're going to have to draw a card from our threat deck. And then Sam is going to have to win the hill value shown. So our threat is the Black Rider 1. So Sam, his win con is to just win the 1 of hills, which currently isn't on the board. And he has a 7, so we kind of want to hold on to that. So as I look at what's here, there's nothing crazy. I think what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and get Mary out of the way first. So for my 1 exchange, I'm going to do Mary's exchange. Oh, no, Mary cannot exchange with Mr. Underhill. I think what I'll do is I'll do Barliman's exchange. So Barliman can exchange with any character. And as I look here, let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and give Mary the 7 of forests, and we'll take the 2 of forests. Because I'm going to have Mary win this first trick just so I don't have to, just so I can kind of get one character done right away. So Mr. Underhill is going to lead the first trick. We'll go with the 5 of forest. Mary will play the 7. Barliman will play the 2. And then Sam doesn't have a forest, and we want to make sure we're keeping his hill cards. So let's have him just play the 4 of mountains to get rid of his lowest card. So Mary will win that trick. So that's 1. And then his is just to win 1 or 2 tricks. So that has satisfied his win con. Remember, we just can't let him win more than 2. So we can kind of, if we need any characters to dump wins onto, it could be Barliman and Sam. Mary and Underhill are kind of our biggest risks here. Especially with Mr. Underhill, we just need to wait until there's a few more rings on board, because Mr. Underhill only has to win 1 trick, but each trick he wins has to have a ring in it. So that's where the challenge comes in. So for Sam, the 1 of hills is still not on the board. And remember, we can get Barlaman as many wins as he wants. It doesn't matter, as long as he wins one of the last 3. So Mary's going to lead this trick, and I don't want to play hills yet. I'd like to hold on to the hills. I could have Sam win a hand, even if the one of hills isn't there. That way Barlaman can hold on to his 7. So I think let's actually do that. So Mary's going to lead with the 4 of hills. Barlaman will play the 3. Sam will play the 5. I hope that works out, as long as someone doesn't get the 8. And then Underhill will just play, he needs to win at least 1. It's not going to be this one, so let's just get rid of his 3 of Forest. I think that's fine. So Sam will win this trick. It doesn't satisfy his win con, but it just kind of, again, he's a character that we can just kind of dump wins onto. And now I'm really just hoping, all right, still no 1 of hills. Wow. And also no 8, which is a little unfortunate. So let's see. Underhill got the 5 of rings, which is actually pretty good here. Barlaman is still, we don't really need to worry about him. So let's get Barlaman a win, since we can afford to. So Sam will lead with the 4 of Shadow. Underhill will play the 5. Mary will play the 6. And then Barlaman will play the 7. So he will win that trick. And again, he's another character that we can just kind of dump wins onto with no penalty, as long as he's winning the final trick. And he still has that 7 of mountains ready to go. All right, a lot of rings on board now. All the rings are on the board now, and still no 1 of hills for Sam. So now might be a good time, and Barlaman got this 8, which is really good. Now might be a good time to actually just get rings into play, just so we can satisfy Mr. Underhill's condition and possibly lead with them. So, yeah, I think that works out. Barlaman here is going to lead with the 1 of mountains. Sam will play the 6. Underhill does not have a mountain to play, so he'll play the 1. And then Mary will just play his 6 to get rid of his highest card. So now, normally Sam would have won that, but Underhill played the trump card, so we'll have Mr. Underhill win that trick, and there was a ring in the 1 trick. So now, we'll put it like that so that we can always know that the trick he won had a ring in it. Mr. Underhill win 1 or more tricks, and each 1 trick must contain 1 or more rings cards. That is true, so Mr. Underhill will satisfy his win con. And it looks like we're good to keep dealing. There's the 1 of hills we've been looking for. And then even if Sam gets the 8 of hills, all right, 8 of hills is not on board, so we can actually, we played a ring, so this will flip. Now we can satisfy Sam's condition. So Underhill will lead with the 1 of hills. Mary will just play his biggest card, so the 8 of Shadow. Barlaman will play his 2 of hills, and then Sam will play the 7. So Sam will win that trick, and here's the 1 of hills that matches the 1 black rider. So Sam has now won the hills card based on the black rider drawn, so Sam's win con is satisfied. So from here on out, we're about to deal our last 4 cards, which means we'll have 4 more tricks to play. Once there are 3 more tricks to play, we just have to make sure Barlaman wins 1 of them, and that if Underhill wins 1, it has a ring in it, and we'll be good. So Sam won that trick. We'll move the ring down, and here we go. As long as we can get Barlaman a win here, we'll be good. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do it here, but let's see what we can do. So we need someone to lead with mountains. That's how Barlaman's gonna win. So what we're gonna do is, Underhill has the highest forest, so yeah, this will be good. So Sam will play the one of forest. Underhill will play, oh wait, hold on. Because if Underhill wins, there needs to be a ring in whatever trick he wins. So we might actually have to play the ring here. Because if I lead with a shadow, then Mary will win. We need Underhill to win this, I think. So let's have Sam actually lead with a ring. So Sam will play the 4 of rings. Underhill will play the 2 of rings. Mary will play the 3 of rings. And then Barlaman will play the 2 of mountains. So here, Underhill can't play the 2 of rings. Underhill's gonna have to play the 5 of rings because then he wins the trick. So yeah, that's what we need. So Underhill actually plays the 5 of rings, wins this trick, and sure enough, there's at least 1 ring card in it. So that's fine. Remember, there's no limit to how many tricks Underhill can win as long as there's a ring in the trick. And now, if you look at our board state, we did a really good job. These are the final 3 tricks here. All the cards are out. There's only 3 tricks left to play. So Barlaman has to win at least 1 of them. And if you look at our board state, Barlaman has the 3 highest cards on board. So we should be guaranteed win. And we needed Underhill to win that last trick so that he could lead it off with mountains. So Underhill will lead with 5 of mountains. Barlaman, Mary doesn't have a mountain, so he'll play a 6. Barlaman will play his 7 of mountains, and then Sam will just play his 4 of forest. So Barlaman will win that trick. And remember, he can win as many tricks as he wants as long as one of them is in the last 3 tricks, and that one was in the last 3. So Barlaman satisfies his win con. He's going to, I think I forgot to move the ring to Underhill. That's fine, we remembered. So we're gonna have Barlaman lead this next trick, and Barlaman has 2 8s, so there's no way he could lose. He'll play the 8 of mountains, the 2 of shadow, the 8 of forest, and the 3 of shadow. So Barlaman wins that one. And then finally, Barlaman will play the 8 of hills, Sam will play the 1 of forest, Underhill the 2 of rings, Mary the 1 of shadow. And once again, Barlaman will win that. So now, if we look at our board state, Underhill, he won 1 or more tricks, and every trick he won had at least 1 ring card in it, so that's good. Mary won 1 trick, that's good. Barlaman won at least 1 of the last 3 tricks. He actually won all 3 last tricks, but that's okay, as long as he won at least 1 of them. And Sam won the 1 of hills, which matches the Black Rider. So all of our characters successfully satisfied their win cons. All right, there you have it. That was chapter 7. As always, hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Luckily, that was a nice, easy one, but I'm really looking forward to chapter 8. We're going to see some really cool new characters, so can't wait to see you there. All right, thanks.